Hello and welcome back to the I Fox the Juice podcast. I'm your host Juice, and I'm here with the missing $150 from my bank account, Rain. What's going on, Rain?
$150? What happened?
Fucking UFC 241 tickets.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Are they good seats at least?
No, not really.
Damn.
Fucking Endeavor, man. These sons of bitches.
Wait. So, wonder, are they gonna sell out? You think? It's just DC and Stipe, right? And then who else? Well, yeah, Diaz is on it too.
Diaz is the motherfucking reason this shit is so expensive. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it.
It's probably, yeah, that might be true, huh?
And part of me wants to say Romero and Borrachina too, because that fight is almost like Ferguson Khabib, where it's been announced so many times. People are just getting so sick of waiting for it. Like, come on, just give it to us already. I think that's pretty huge too.
Right.
Yep. But
okay.
Motherfuckers got me this morning, but
yeah.
I'm going. So some news for you guys. We've been talking about it, but I'm actually going. Unfortunately, Reen can't come with me, but you know, I bought tickets. I'm doing this for fun, but I will try to be doing videos, pictures, live streaming, all the shit that I usually don't do besides just shit talking on Twitter. I'll try to actually make a thing of it. So if you guys are gonna be in Anaheim in August, let me know. I don't mind meeting any of you guys. We'll, take pictures, whatever, hang out, have a drink, try to make a whole day of it. So.
Yay.
And I'm gonna do the work that Reen would probably do to help me out down there. So, trying to be interactive.
Cool, man. Have fun. Take one for the team.
Yeah, no, not the first time I do that. Tend to do that on a fairly regular basis. No, not here. No, you do plenty of stuff too, Reen. But saying just in my personal life. But moving on from that, we got a lot of show for you guys. There's no UFC this weekend, but there was a big UFC event last week. There's a big Bellator event tonight. And Friday night is a big Bellator event on DAZN. So we're gonna just talk a whole lot of shit tonight. So let's get straight into our rewind. And we're rewinding. We're reviewing UFC 238. So I'm always losing track with our picks, Reen, but we're just gonna go down the card of what. So the more we go down the card, the more we remember what we actually chose. So of our picks,
I try to forget because I think I was like going on a losing streak there until someone got knocked out.
Who was that person?
Jessica I. Sorry, I started laughing.
I met this woman, Rain. How dare you?
I know, man. I was like cracking up because you're talking to what's his name about it, and I'm like, well, he heard the podcast. He heard me talking shit.
Ginger Fight
Yeah.
Talk. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think J Ginger says 777 from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking. Well, I don't know. You were just mentioning the whole thing about the speeding up, that whole little shit talking thing she had going on, right?
Yeah, I guess I read later on that she was just, trying to poke the bear or whatever, but yeah. I really think Valentina took that personally. The whole antics and shit, like she wasn't playing.
I don't think so, Rain. I think she would have done that to her. I think Jessica could have put rose petals at her feet and bowed to her before the fight, and I think that still would have happened.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. Her sister all like taking pictures of Jessica I on the floor, knocked out.
Was she?
She took a photo of her.
No.
Oh my god, man. Them sisters, man, they look all cute and smiley and shit, but I bet they're like little devils inside and shit.
Did she post
I'm telling you, man. I don't think so.
because I know she was taking a lot of pictures of Shevchenko after the win. I mean, you're catching your fighter post victory, but I don't think I caught that.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it somewhere. But
That's some
damn,
cold.
dude.
That's some cold blooded shit.
Yep. Damn, dude. Those fucking kicks, man. She did not see those kicks coming.
Did you see the thrill and the agony for this one?
No.
Oh no, it was bad. It was bad. So they never show the actual finish, obviously, but they usually show what happens afterwards. But sometimes they show the announcer's reaction too. DC immediately turned away. He was just like grabbing onto Joe Rogan's shoulder. And he was just like, "Oh no, Joe! Oh no!" And they show the whole thing. Valentina kind of being quiet and waiting for her to get up, and then they show Jessica heading to the dressing room. And she just starts bawling, and she's like, "I fucked up," and her coach is like, "Dude, you got this far. Don't be sad." And she's like, "I fucked up." Like it was so heartbreaking. I couldn't. It was even weirder having met her. It's like I there was a time where I really disliked Jessica Ai. It was especially in the Betch Correia fight because I remember as she said now, she was kind of selling the fight and everything, but it really rubbed me the wrong way before the Correia fight that she pushed her and she was kind of being a bitch to her, and she was doing it in her hometown, and to me it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, girl, if you're gonna do that shit, you better have been willing to do that shit in your hometown or in Brazil. You know what I mean? Like, don't play that tough guy shit,
Yeah.
the tough girl shit, just because you're in your backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's yeah.
But no, I'm telling you, you need to watch her, Reed. I know you may not like her, but it was so heartbreaking to see that because it's like you see when it happened when she got knocked out, she had no idea. So nobody ever really gets that. The only time I've really seen anybody get emotional after they got knocked out was DC. And that's what made it so weird. I mean, obviously we were there. That's what made it weird. It's like, oh shit, he's aware now. But she wasn't aware till she was going back to the locker room. Like, oh fuck, like I just got brutally knocked out. Like I fucked up, like.
Yep. Talk shit. Poking the bear. Wearing that bulletproof fucking vest and shit.
Bullshit aside, it was poetic that she was wearing a bulletproof vest and then she got taken out with a headshot.
Yeah, seriously. Gotta be embarrassing.
Yeah, but man, remember, I know it's a young division, but for some reason I'm still not really counting Jessica out. She came back this far after sucking so bad at bantamweight. I wouldn't be surprised she gets back. Now I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. She usually tends to get better, and I think it looks like she's happy with her camp and stuff. But man, she's got a long ways to go.
I know, right? Dude. Yeah. Who's next? Anyways, who are they talking about for Valentina?
With the most sensible opponent is Kaylin Shakagian, since she beat Calderwood earlier that night. I thought she looked really impressive. I mean, I guess some people were just in disagreement with one of the judges scoring it 30-27 for Shakagian, but I mean, she looked good. I didn't think if she took out Calderwood, I didn't think it would have been like that. They went toe to toe, and Calderwood even was egging her on in the last round, and she still kind of kept her composure, kept hitting her. It was a really fun, interesting fight, but it wasn't a fight that screamed. It was impressive, like in her own right, but it wasn't impressive like give this girl a title shot. She's next. Like it was not. It was not emphatic. When Andrade knocked out Karolina Kowalkiewicz, it's like, yeah, that's the girl. Like it's her time. You need to give her that shot. You didn't feel that way with Chukagian.
Yeah. She's gonna be like the champion for a while then, because I just don't see her losing that belt anytime soon.
Well, I've heard some people. God, I know we're doing this review and we're not really going in order, but it's just there's so much to digest. So I heard some people talk about Andrade. They wanted Andrade to go up to fight Shevchenko. It's like, can you give the girl a minute to fucking enjoy her belt? This champ shit's getting out of control, man.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't like that idea. No, they both have divisions. No. I don't want to see it.
It was a minority. Don't get it wrong. Like it wasn't like people were screaming, but it was just a thing. Since Shukagian didn't look that impressive, they're like, well, who could she fight next? It's like, well, there's Andrade. It's like, dude, come on, dude. Valentina just won the belt. Andrade just won the belt. They're, strawweight is not a new division, but flyweight is. And Andrade, yes, she's fought plenty of girls, but this is the first time, her first time with the belt. Just let it breathe. Everything. Let the matchups breathe. Let the moment breathe. Just I don't get this whole thing of. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't Shevchenko calling out Andrade because that would have been something else. Because then that really would have planted the seed. But it's like, dude, if Shukagian's next, she's next. I mean, if she takes, pun intended, the bullet, then fuck it. She's got to take it. She's
Yeah.
not gonna say, hey, don't give me that matchup. She wants it, but you got to take. I mean, people got to remember, like Joanna. People still are clinging on to. It was very impressive when she beat Esparza. She beat the fuck out of her, but that was to take the belt. Her following match was against Penne, and that's when she bloodied her up, and everyone started calling her the Queen of Violence and Joanna Violence and all that shit. But Penne was way out of her. She'd won one fight, and I'm not saying this to bash Penne. I mean, you got to take who you got to take, but I mean that's how it is when a division's new. Demetrious Johnson, his first title defense was against who? Was it John Dodson, John Moraga? I mean, people who had barely fought in the division. It's like your first title defenses in a new division are never going to be that good. You just gotta deal with it. It's going to take a good 3, 4, or 5 title fights till it gets interesting. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Just me personally, I don't want to see any champ shit going on anymore. I really don't.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about some of the prelim fights, but I can't not ignore the segue. So Henry really killed it for you that much, right?
I almost turned that fucking fight off.
Why do you hate this hero of a Mexican American ring? He is
It's just
a
so,
champion of my people.
I
He
don't know.
every morning I wake up and I look at Cejudo like things are possible because of this man, and you just hear shitting on him.
Yeah,
What's your deal?
I don't know. He retired my boy out of the UFC. I mean, he didn't retire, but he got traded, and I don't know, just something about him. He's so cringe. Like he acts like an asshole. Like, God, you're this great fighter, this champion, and you're just an asshole.
Come
Act a
on.
little better, man. Come on. Like,
Come on, man. You gotta say, bullshit aside, that fight was impressive. It was a goddamn good fight too.
it was, and I can't understand. I still don't understand why Marlon took all those knees. I don't understand why. Why didn't he defend himself? He was doing well in the first round.
You know what? Here's something I gotta really, really give Cejudo credit for, and this is when I knew, like, I'll be honest. Even as he was whooping Marlon's ass, I'm like, all right, because he didn't start until maybe like 2 minutes into the second round. So I'm like, all right, he's getting a second win, but let's see if he can keep it going because of the leg kicks and all the damage he'd already taken. Like sometimes you get a little breathe, a little breath of fresh air, and you start doing good, but then come the next round or once you start getting hit again, you don't do so good. So I wasn't fully sold that the tide was turning, but the fact that the knees is kind of what did him in is really impressive because that was obviously a big glaring hole in the first Demetrious fight. So this
Yep.
guy's an Olympic wrestler, but his clinch sucks.
Yep.
And to do what he did, like I think he got that clinch very similarly the way that Demetrius got the clinch on him. Like he learned. I don't know if that was just his coaches putting it into him, or maybe after that fight, Cejudo was just pissed at himself. Like, you know what? I don't want to get taken out like that. I don't want to fuck up in the clinch anymore. So I'm gonna get real good at it. But that's when I started seeing like, man, this guy's a champion. I'm not saying that he was gonna win the fight then and there, but just like this guy's a champion. Like he's not okay with just having holes or having weaknesses. He's gonna try and perfect them, and it became one of his strongest suits. I mean, that's one of the main reasons he won that fight.
Yeah. He came up here to train for that.
CSA?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Did
Yep.
did you
He
know this or you found out after the fact?
no, after that Demetrius fight, the first one. he needed to, work on his holes, and he came up here and worked with Kyrian and the team. So he was up here for a while.
That'll do it to you.
Yep, and he's a mastermind. So I mean, with all those Thai fighters, Muay Thai fighters,
Yeah.
yeah, spending time with them, yeah,
Hold on. I mean, I remember you told me months ago, I think when we first started the show, that Cyborg had come up there for a while too, right?
yep. There's all kinds of people that come up here just to train with these guys, and especially Kyrian. He's fucking amazing.
I don't know much about Kyrian. Is he like a Muay Thai like? Was he a coach? Was he a fighter? Was
Coach, fighter. He used to be like a security specialist, and yeah, Muay Thai Olympics. I think he was involved with that. The committee or whatever. So he's done it all.
Oh, that's legit. The Muay Thai Olympics, because those are the people that like are doing it for like the honor of the sport, and like literally they're doing it for free because there's no goddamn money in Muay Thai. Especially at that point, you're basically talking about amateurs.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
And he gets like all kinds of people coming to his gym, and he has like a coaches clinic, like a 3-day coaches clinic. And yeah, he has all kinds of people coming in and coaching his team, coaching, other coaches from other gyms. So these other big name gyms come out here and train with him.
How far is CSA from your house? Have you ever been there?
It's like 2 hours.
Have you
I
ever been
know.
there?
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
How far is it from like the Bay Area, from like San Francisco? Like a
Oh,
good thing?
like San Francisco, maybe like 30 or 45-minute drive. Not too bad.
Man, if I go back up there, I think I'm gonna have to make a trip, man.
Dude, it's a nice facility.
Yeah, and then just so many fighters that I like come are from there too.
Yep. Miriam's, she was back there. She's
That's
in
right.
and out.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Oh, did you see her shirts on sale now?
yeah, I need to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd want to get one too, but I don't have my size. Come on, Mira Nakamoto. Fucking fat people like you too. Even though I make even though I make fun of your name, but it's all in fun. Love you, girl. Anyway, so moving on from that, to get on to the other fights, we'll kind of go back in somewhat chronological order. So, Karolina Kowalkiewicz got the shit kicked out of her by a crazy Mexican.
Man, I'm so sad for her.
Well, did you see some of her comments? I didn't read the whole thing, but I did see the thing of like, I'm not the fighter I used to be.
Yeah. I wonder, is it just the girls that are getting better, or is she maybe psychologically, thinking about having a baby, and that clock is ticking and she's not really all there, or maybe it's just a combination of it.
I definitely can't speak for the biological clock. I know it's real. I mean, I've spoken to enough women to know it's real, and I'm sure you'll back me up on that, Rain. And like I said, as a guy, I don't know, but I'm sure it is a factor. But I think more than anything, it's weird because she's not old at all, but I just think the game has passed her by. I don't think you can get by with her skill set anymore.
Yeah, man, that
And and
sucks.
and this is not to trash her. She's a very skilled fighter. She always has been. She still is. But these girls that she's been taking, Andrade is a fucking tank. Um, Even Michelle Watterson has been in the game well for a while. They're not that far apart in age, but she's been in it for a good minute, training with a good camp, and just she's still rounding out her skills as we speak. And she's, like I said, she's been doing it for a long time, but she's still working on it. She's not even the most talented fighter as far as skill for skill, athleticism. She has her gifts, but the thing that's separating her right now is that she's working on it. And Kowalkiewicz, I don't know if it's her camp. I mean, Joe Rogan kind of mentioned the joint. It's like she needs a boxing coach. She needs someone that knows what he's doing. And you could tell he even felt bad saying it. Like, I'm definitely trashing her team and her trainers and all this, but like you got to be honest. And it's just crazy that it's basically just boxing that took her out. And Kowalkiewicz has been known to throw knees and spinning back fists and spinning kicks and shit, but it's not enough for Grasso. Grasso looked. This is without a doubt the best performance of her career. She was amazing, especially coming off of such a long layoff.
Yeah, she looked amazing. I'm sold now.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like she fizzled out. You know, she came in the UFC. It's like, that wasn't that impressive. That was okay. Oh, she lost. Oh, she had a shitty decision against Marcos, and then this happened. It's like, oh, this is the one we've been missing.
Hmm. I don't want to lick her asshole, but I'm sold now. I'm sold.
just just bleed if you're listening to this. If you come down to Anaheim, we'll be talking much about that shit, man. Uh, oh, he's not tweet of the week, but I guess it's an honorable mention. He said during the fight that his dream in life is to open up a bakery with Alexa, a Mexican bakery, a panaderia.
Oh, Jesus.
Boy's got some hopes and dreams, I tell you.
So they'll have like all those little pink pastries and shit. What do you guys call that thing?
Conchas.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the sweetbread, the one that looks like a turtle shell.
Yeah.
It's called the concha.
Okay.
Concha is basically like a conch like you see in the by the ocean, like a shell.
Yeah.
That's what a concha is. That's what it translates to.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
learning. All right, cool.
that, that's just Bleed's dream, and that just that image made me laugh. Even though I don't really know what he looks like, I can only imagine, and it makes me laugh even more.
It's so funny. Well, I guess Uncle Bobby, right? Kind of looks like Uncle Bobby, so.
According to him, according to just Bleed himself, he's very white, so he probably looks nothing like him. It's probably like a
Oh,
Shevchenko sister going on. Like, how the fuck are you two related?
right.
Yep. But anyway, moving on to some of the other fights. Munoz and Sterling. I'm so god. I was probably as disappointed as you were in the main event with this fight, and I really want to give Sterling props. And I'm not gonna say I want to because he does deserve props, and he did very good, and he adapted very well, and he's learned very well. And Munoz kind of took his eye off the ball. I think. I think this was a winnable fight, and he fucked up a little bit, but Sterling still can't box for the shit, man. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh God, yeah. It looked horrible. Oh God.
It looked horrible, but goddamn it, he won what, two, three
Oh,
rounds maybe.
yeah. Yeah, disappointed, but what can you do, man?
Are you're not an Aljo you're not an Aljo hater like me, right?
Not a big time hater like you. There's
Oh, you
levels to
were?
this, and you're like number one up there. Like you really hate that guy. Oh, I mean, I don't care for him. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm a fan of Pedro, and yeah, I was disappointed, man.
Yeah, that's what made it hard. Like his last fight was Sterling's last fight was against Rivera, and it was a kind of a similar performance. So I guess I should have seen this coming, but it's not that I like wrote it off. I was just like, in that fight, I was like, good shit, Sterling, you're learning something, you know. Rivera, I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if that was also he took his eye off the bar, he just wasn't expecting it. But I gave him props, like, all right, you're good. I just with Munoz, I didn't think it would be a thing. I'm like, you can't do it to Munoz, he's too crazy, and he just was even more active, which kind of took away Munoz's offense. And I'm like, shit, he figured it out. It just looks goddamn awful.
Yeah. What can you do, man?
Yeah, yeah. We'll leave that there because it's gonna go down somewhere fucking dark.
God.
Yeah.
KK losing, Pedro losing. Like I'm like, oh, I was not happy.
Oh, you did go for KK, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
man.
I went with Grasso because I'm like, I gotta go with the Mexican, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so then Suarez Ansarov, another Mexican, who won but did not look that impressive. This is the opposite of the Grasso thing. Which is
Yeah.
funny because she had already beat her, but so apparently there was a neck injury. It seems like that's what she kind of put the blame on. She didn't make an excuse of it, but just she said it wasn't my best performance and I was kind of injured. I really think that Anzarov is just. What do you think, Green? Is it just that you think the injury had that much to do with it, or am I maybe giving Anzarov too much credit about what she was able to do in the third round? That I mean, I think more than anything, you got to give her props for having the stamina to just be there to keep throwing in the third round. But I mean, she really put the she really hit pedal to the metal. I mean, she didn't go full blast, but you could tell she was trying to win. She just didn't do enough to try and knock her out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she looked good in that third round, but yeah, I didn't know until today that Tatiana got hurt. I guess she couldn't even feel her face or something. Something's going on with her neck now. So, I mean,
See,
it's that serious.
I've been there before, but it's usually after like 10 drinks. That's usually when I'm feeling good. Is like, fuck. I go to the bathroom. I'm like, I can't feel my face.
Just the best.
Sorry, TMI. But
I mean, I don't know if they. I mean, if she does come back, I don't know, maybe run it back.
rematch.
Yeah, I want to see it again.
You know what? Usually, if it wasn't for some news that came out yesterday, I would say that you're crazy. That why do this and why fuck up the division? But it might even be. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, no, this is strawweight. What am I talking about? It might be necessary now, given some of the news that we're talking about later with the title picture. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so okay. So it seemed like a lot of people were like, you know, getting off the boat, getting off the hype train of Suarez. Do you think that's too harsh?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, come on. It happens. And if she is injured, then okay. Let's find out what happens after she goes to the doctor and like gets checked out. Because she had a serious injury before, and that's why she didn't go to the Olympics, right?
I believe it was her cancer.
Was it cancer and a neck issue too, I think. So this is her neck being re-injured again.
I mean, she's a wrestler. I mean, look at Tito Ortiz, man. I mean, you
Yeah.
know how it happens with wrestlers. You know, I mean, neck and back
Yeah,
and
and I guess
hips when you get older.
with this, like if she injures it again though, like it's paralysis and shit. So I mean, it depends on what happens. Like she might not come back.
And I hope that's not the case. That'd be so sad.
It would be,
If a
man.
girl like Suarez, like, I think she'll have problems if it's if it's Andrade. I think it's a hell of a fight, but yeah, I pumped the brakes on her a little bit, but yeah, I still think she's very promising. I just wish. I know this is a lot of an injury thing, but I just wish she'd. I'm sure she has good striking coaches, but I just wish she'd go the Khalil Roundtree route. Go to Thailand, man. Just for a bit. Go to CSA. Go to you can do it. She's that good of an athlete. She can do it. But
Yeah.
I like her. I really do like her. I want the best for her, but I really like Anzarov too. And yeah, it just kind of sucked. Especially, I really want to see Anzarov Nunes, power couple champions, man. That'd be the shit. I really do want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't get completely mauled. I mean, she tried to defend as much as she could. She got up, where others like they couldn't.
I
So
want to say she's been the only one. I could be wrong about that, but it seems like she's the only one to be able to get up.
yeah, so I mean, she looked impressive. Like whatever they did with her, all the training. I mean, she did well. So I hope that she's still up there, being looked at because of all the changes that's been going on.
Yeah.
Because I think did she tweet like one more or something like that? Should I just hang it up or something? Did I see that?
Suarez.
No, for Nina.
Oh man, that's heartbreaking. I did not see that. I hope that's wrong. I hope she didn't feel that way.
Yeah, so
She's
I
not.
don't know.
She's what? She's in her early 30s. She's not that old.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
even late 20s.
and then Amanda, like, she's thinking about retiring after Holly. So what if they just ride off into the sunset, man, and just have kids or something?
Well, Amanda should have that money. Amanda should be a pretty good breadwinner right about now. And actually, I just remembered this as we are talking. Androff brought it up. Did you see the press conference, the 238 press conference?
Some of it. Which part are you talking about?
Did you see what Dana said about Nunez and Cyborg?
Yeah.
Please tell me what you think.
What kind of bullshit is that? What? It's the other way around. Amanda didn't want to fight her.
This is what I've been telling people, man. And this is I don't even want to make this. I'm not even saying this to Amanda. I love Amanda, and yeah, I've given Cyborg shit, but what Reen's saying here is correct. But the thing is, I've heard people say, like, oh well, Nunez isn't a big star because she's not quote unquote marketable because she's not pretty or whatever. And it seems like that's a big thing that people have with her. And I'm like, well, yes, the UFC definitely dropped the ball with the Ronda thing. I mean, they haven't given her the light. And people are still like, oh, Dana still hates her for pointing out with that fight with Shevchenko the second time or whatever. I'm like, he knocked out Cyborg. Like, I don't think people are aware how much Dana White hates Cyborg. And
Yeah.
and and in that, he's loved Amanda. I know this whole shit of like, oh, he hates Amanda still because of that fight. Like, dude, get the fuck over it. That fight didn't sell. It was never going to sell. But that Cyborg fight fucking did.
Yeah.
And I really hope that this upcoming card, the 239 card, I really hope that yes, people are going to be tuning in for John Jones, but I hope just like the 232 card, I hope it gets those monster buys, and I hope they can somehow determine that it has to do with Amanda Nunes as well.
Yeah. I laughed. I heard Chris talk about it on Ariel's show. I guess she sent some kind of funny tweet saying, "Come on, son." Now she's looking at other organizations because, you know, she's been treated like shit all this time. Her contract is going to be up after she fights Felicia. So yeah, she's going to explore her options because it's just bullshit. And she's just like, "No, that's a fucking lie." I wanted a rematch right after.
She
Amanda,
did.
yeah, Amanda didn't want to fight her. That's true. I mean, I get it. Why? She knocked her out.
Even you're like on Amanda's side in that, right? Like, hey, I don't blame you for not trying to fight her again.
Yeah, I don't blame her at all. Like it was so quick. It wasn't competitive. Like why?
It's the same thing with and I know you're not a fan of him, but McGregor Aldo, they did do Aldo dirty, and in this case they're doing Cyborg dirty too. But I get it with McGregor, I get it with Amanda. Like, how could I do it better?
Right. So it's just like the same thing with Robbie and Woodley.
Yep.
Why? That fight too. Like when they put it on the docket, like why?
Even now, the fight I'm gonna go to Cormier and Miocic. Cormier said the same thing. Like, I knocked him out in 1 round. How could I do it better? And it's just basically a lack of contenders. And well, if you beat him again, it's still impressive. And I think that's when he just realized, well, fuck it, I'll fight him again. But he didn't want to. He probably still doesn't want to.
Yeah. So I mean, I believe it. Like he hates her that much. Dana White hates her that much. He's gonna sit up there and make us some bullshit and fuck her name up, damage her brand, damage Chris's brand. Really, like you've done it before, but now you're really like reaching.
I hope. I don't think I've ever rooted for Cyborg in a fight. I honestly can say that. I don't think I've ever rooted. And I don't hate Felicia Spencer. I don't really like her too much either. I'm kind of not, I'm kind of indifferent about her. But I'll really be rooting for Cyborg in this fight, and I hope after the fight she goes full Bret Hart, Montreal Screwjob. Like spells out Bellator in the cart in front of the camera and shit after she wins in devastating fashion. Like, I hope it's the fight of her career. I hope she knocks her out in 10 seconds. And man, I never thought I'd be saying this shit, but it's just like, dude, like I've never been with this. I mean, if I've never gone into detail with this about you about this with you, Rain, like I'm not really a fan of like big, powerful fighters to begin with, man or woman. But it really it's kind of weird with the women. Given her history with steroids, I was just like, after that came out, I shitted on her nonstop and everything too. But with all the tests she passed, and then even the thing, like I knew I started kind of coming around on her when the whole SADA thing happened. And I gave her a pass because I'm like, you motherfuckers are making her cut a crazy amount of weight, and she's test positive for something. Of course she's going to. Like, this is insane.
Yeah,
And it's just like, dude, I hated her for a good amount, and I think for good reasons. But it's like, dude, you got to put enough is enough. Like, you got to be reasonable about some shit.
yeah. She volunteered to start Wasada testing when she was
Yeah.
with Invicta. So that's how much she wanted to clean up her name and
Yep.
get fans behind her, get the UFC behind her. She finally got there. I honestly got emotional when I first saw her come out with the UFC, fight kit, her uniform, like the UFC on her. I'm like, holy shit. Because all the shit that she had to deal with Dana
Mm-hmm.
White and Ronda and everybody else, like, I fucking got emotional. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
All these fucking years. And then she finally got some fights, and I'm like, why did they even bother re-signing another contract? This isn't going to end well for her. Why? They've already dealt with bullshit. She didn't have to cut 140 pounds 2 times. You know, yeah, she fought Evander, she fought Holly, she fought Amanda, but even after Holly, after even beating her and getting the belt, like she didn't have to resign, but she did. And then look at it, like they're
I,
shitting on her again.
I,
So I hope
and
she does walk away. I hope she goes somewhere and gets a huge contract and then ends up retiring happy.
I know we're kind of going off on a tirade here, but I'm just gonna add one more thing, just because you reminded me of all the weight cutting stuff. This is one reason. Again, I've said it a few times in the show, and I will not refrain from it with Ronda's goddamn mother. I remember when she was having all these issues and she was complaining because I mean obviously she was like near death and shit, and she would said things like, "I'm afraid I probably won't be able to have kids if I keep doing these weight cuts and stuff." And Rhonda's mom's like, "Hey, I cut like what 80% of my body, whatever the fuck she did, she cut some extreme amount of weight, and I still had kids, so shut up and grow up." Parents like, "Bitch, you were doing judo. This ain't fighting." She's taking head damage, and all these wrestlers too. Like, oh, I thought I was gonna die when I did my weight cut, but I still did it. It's like you're not taking fucking kicks to the head, man. This shit is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's that whole era was just crazy.
It really was a fucked up time. I'm actually like I know this wasn't a night of like a theme of like women's fighting or what lighter weight, whatever you want to say. I guess you could make something of it. I didn't make anything of it, but seeing it now, it was kind of a big night for women with Grasso, Suarez, Shukagian, Shevchenko, all this shit. But it's really come a long way with all the addition of the divisions, all this stuff going on with Felicia Spencer. It's really come a long way from just a few years ago. That time sucked. It really sucked being a fan because it was like, man, I really want all these girls to be in here. Even some of the girls I don't like at the time, Cyborg. I knew she deserved to be in there, but stupid ass vendettas and personal problems and uh, optics, and it's just so much petty shit that was getting in the way of actual good fights and good promotion.
Yeah, it's kept good fighters out
Mhm.
because of bullshit personal beef, man. So yeah, I'm glad that she stood up for herself and sent out that tweet, that video. She made that video and shit, talked shit about Dana, and I'm glad her English is better too because she can defend herself now. Before she was just like, well, what can I say?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that she's doing that, and but yeah, I really hope that somebody picks her up. She's looking at like 4 different promotions or something. Good for her. Get out. Get your sponsors. Get paid. Fuck Reebok.
If you had to pick, like if you were her manager or just as a fan, just like where would you want her to go?
It would probably be Bellator because they're doing that whole like cross promotion with Ryzen, so she can play both, or she can still just stay in Bellator in the United States and she can do kickboxing and MMA if she really wants to make that money. And then Scott allows his fighters to do boxing, so why not? Why not go with Bellator? It looks like she has 3 different like options.
And Scott obviously knows her well.
Yeah, so she can either do MMA, boxing.
I don't know why I kind of wanted to go to Ryzen, and part of me, man, I mean, I think I don't know because it's kind of a weird format, but if I my number one pick would probably be PFL just because I'd want to see her and Kayla, and obviously we kind of no, and even Sarah Kaufman, like I know they're not the best fighters, but it's like it's a name and it's something that she'd never done, and for her sake, honestly, for her sake, just 145 is still a tough ass cut. Just don't do the cut, man. Go to 155, save yourself, save the headache, save the problems, and fuck these girls up. But I
Yeah,
don't know why I'd want to see her in Ryzen, but I know there's basically no division there either. It just the whole. I think the Japanese fans would love her.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think they do because when Gabby went out there,
So
she had
let's not talk about her.
when Gabby went out there, she was out there cornering her. Ray goes out there and corners her too. So, you know, everybody knows her. She's a big fucking name, man. So, I mean, if she goes to Bellator, she could probably do both. So,
Yeah. I think Bellator is the best point. I'm just thinking out loud, and like, if in a perfect world, this would be awesome. But yeah,
yeah.
Bellator I think is the most practical. But
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing her going to PFL though. That's why I was laughing. Like she's gonna beat the shit out of Kayla.
it has to happen at one point. You know what I mean?
It has to, man, with all that shit talking, and then her being, what Ronda's old teammate too, right? Kayla and Ronda,
That'd be interesting. That'd be a good build up right there. Shit, they could build a pay per view off that. I'd buy
right?
it. I'd
Right?
buy it.
There's some history, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get back into these actual fights. So Peter Yan and Jimmy Rivera. This is a weird fight. It's a very interesting fight, but a weird fight. What'd you think?
Fuck, I didn't get to see it, man.
Really?
Yeah, this one I didn't get to, but I'm glad that Jan won because that was my pick.
Well, it was weird because Rivera did good for like 80% of the fight. Those 20%, the 20% of the fight where he did bad was like the last 20, 30 seconds of each round where he kept getting dropped or kept getting wailed on, and that's what lost him the fight. It was weird. It was
Damn.
weird, but I think Rivera just showed like he really did not want to lose. He honestly, even though he lost, he had one of the best fights of his career. But Jan still has that power and that accuracy that can't be slept on, and he made it count when he needed to, and that shows that he's definitely got tricks up his sleeve, and that can't be slept on.
Yeah, he's like the dark horse of the division. Like he slowly moved up the ranks.
Did you see his tweet? I don't know if it was today or yesterday. He tweeted about. He basically said because it's the whole Cejudo thing, like we don't know what's gonna happen. Like I'll take an interim fight with Sterling.
Oh shit.
God damn it! I'd pay for that just for that fight itself. I know that's not a blockbuster. I just want to see Sterling get fucked up.
Shit, I like it. Yeah, because he's what, number four? Peter Yan's number four now. Like he moved up like 5 spots. Dude, he moved up real quick. There he is. He wanted like top 10 fighters. Now he's gonna get top 5 fighters.
And the thing is, like, have you even put in? I know he pisses you off, but have you even put? I have not put 1 second of thought into who Cejudo might fight next. Because who is it? Formiga and Benavidez are fighting soon. So Dana said that flyweight's still open, so I guess that's a contender. And
What?
then reasonably, Cejudo should fight Sterling, but he's calling out Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber and shit.
And Cody Garbrandt, I'm like, what the fuck?
What an what an asshole, man! I don't like Garbrandt, but goddamn, the poor boy just got knocked the fuck out 3 times in a row. Like, give it a break, man. That's fucked up. That's like kicking a puppy. That's
Why?
sad. That's
Dominic
sad.
Cruz hasn't been fighting in how long now? Has it been 2 years now?
He last fought when Cody Garbrandt beat his ass. It's almost 3 years. Yeah, 2.5 years.
See? You don't call out some dude at the desk announcing Cody Garbrandt that just got knocked out?
This is Justin Bieber calling out Tom Cruise.
Uriah Faber? Old ass motherfucker. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I'm from Sacramento. I know. I'm sorry.
Don't talk about your boy like that.
Shit, man. Maybe I shouldn't go to the weigh-ins when they come up here. But you know what I mean? Like, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole.
I want to give a shout out to. I was hearing something. A new podcast today is called Wocast, I believe. I don't remember the gentleman's name who hosted it, but G from State Farm was on it, and she was really good. Shout outs to G from State Farm. She's really smart. I've never seen anything of. I don't know if she writes or not. I've never heard her on the podcast. But she was really good in this, and she kind of brought up a good point. She said like, I just wish the UFC would pay their fighters more because I'm so sick of this cringy shit from everything from Cejudo's antics of his wardrobe and calling out old ass fighters, but she's like, but it's not just Cejudo. It's Covington and Jessica I and all this stupid shit going on. Like, I think they're only doing it to try and get eyeballs, and if they got paid well, maybe they wouldn't have to do this shit, and it'd be less embarrassing for everybody involved. And I was like, I never thought about it like that. There's a million reasons for literally a million reasons for fighters to get paid better, but I never really considered that one of them.
Well, you know who started all that? Connor. Come on, man.
Was he cringy though?
Not really cringy, but it's like, come on, really?
You know
We're
what?
going in that direction, and then look, everybody's doing it. Everybody's
You
trying
know,
to do
you know what, Reen? To be fair, I don't think Connor's ever called out anyone that wasn't worthy. He, of course, he was always aiming for Aldo. He was in his division. He takes
it.
out
Mm-hmm.
Aldo, and then I remember, I got mad when he beat Aldo because I liked Aldo, but I'm like, he just fucked everything up. But not like what's happening now. It's actually the total opposite. When that fight happened, I was like, oh man, who's he gonna fight? He's gonna fight Aldo again. Is he gonna fight Dos Anjos? Is he gonna fight Cowboy? Like there was all these things, and I was like, of all those people, I can tell you the person he's not gonna fight, Dos Anjos. People were
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, he's not gonna fight Dos Anjos. Like, why not? That's like that's he can be the champ and all that shit. I was like, no, he's too tough. Like that's the worst fight he could take. And sure enough, that's the fight he took. And I was like, this motherfucker, wow, he's actually going for the toughest fight. And at that time, that's when we thought Diaz didn't have a chance because I'm like, watch, he's gonna fight Nate Diaz because that's an easy fight. He knows he can knock him out. He knows he can beat him. I thought the science would have been the last one. I'm like, oh shit. And then after that, he loses to Diaz, does it again. And I'm like, I know it wasn't what everybody wanted, but he still said at welterweight, same rules. He was very honorable. Goes and fights Eddie Alvarez, and well, that was basically the end of it.
Yeah.
But I think he's always taken tough fights. I won't say this whole what
Oh no.
Cejudo did is totally opposite of what Connor
Oh
did.
no, I'm not even talking about like the call outs. It's just the whole entertainment factor. Like everybody's doing all this bullshit. It's because of the Ronda and Connor era. Ronda had the fucking attitude problem. She had that fucking cringy face all the time. She's always pissed off at the world.
I think she took it from Diego Sanchez.
Um, the whole Holly incident,
Oh,
and then Connor, you know, we're at panty night and talking all this shit, and it was more about entertainment and what he's going to say on the mic rather than the fight itself. It turned into entertainment instead of a sport.
okay.
And it's going in that direction. So everybody else is starting to do it. Take a page out of Connor's playbook. So, but yeah, Henry is on a different level with calling out those fighters. Like, what the fuck?
I was gonna open up the show. Well, I just wanted to make a comment about how much money I wasted today on those goddamn tickets, just as a fair warning to people. But I was gonna open up the show with the Olympic medal to my two UFC championship belts, just to make you cringe ultra hard in the beginning.
Dude, I cringed when I saw
That picture?
sleeping with the fucking two belts and the fucking gold medal. Yeah. Yeah, he had his gold, his girls in bed. Yeah. Oh, and then I saw like Nikki Bella.
I was gonna say, you think Nikki Bella's just drenched right now?
She's like, "Ay, Poppy, congratulations, bitch! Don't you have a fucking boyfriend? What is
John Cena,
this?"
no? Oh, no, that was back in the day.
Well, she has one right now. She seems like she's hella in love and shit. She's gonna drop that. You can text the dude. You know him, right? What is that? You just trying to get some rub off of him or something?
Oh, she's
Sorry.
gonna be doing some rubbing.
I
Okay.
tweeted something like, "Yeah, Nikki Bella still won't fuck you," or something like that. Nikki
You're
Bella still won't fuck with you.
you're fucked up, Ray.
Hashtag champ champ.
Give the boy needs dreams, man. Olympic gold and UFC belts. That's not really what he really wants. As it all comes back down in the day with man, it's all about pussy.
Damn, dude. So is he the greatest combat sports athlete then? Like
Um,
seriously, he's past DC. He's taken the throne.
um, you're probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say.
Yes, you're gonna say yes, he is.
It's not just that. I think as far as like the sports and what he's accomplished, I think it's kind of hard to say that he's not because with his uh with his entire resume, his entire wrestling career, MMA career, the whole deal. And I remember he was a pretty good amateur boxer too. Like he boxed for a while in his teens. But I gotta say, if Holly Holm beats Amanda Nunes, it's her.
Holly?
Yeah, if she beats Nunes, this is a big
How?
one because this is why this fight is so big.
Oh god damn.
Nunes is without a doubt, without the shadow, without she is the best. No questions asked. She is the GOAT. If Holly beats her with her boxing titles, taking out Ronda, yes, I know she hasn't won a lot of fights since then, but still, as far as the resume, the fights that mattered, it would be her. Because people don't get, I don't think people are aware of Holly's boxing career. Yes, she took out a lot of cans, but she beat Christy Martin, and then she avenged her loss to that one girl that knocked her the fuck out. Like she had a legit boxing career, and to how monumental the Ronda Rousey win was. If she takes out Nunes, it will not be an easy feat. And I give Holly a chance. I don't know how big of a chance, but I give her a chance. But if she wins, I think she may be. I'm not saying she'll be the best female MMA fighter ever, but I think she's definitely up there for the best combat sports athlete ever.
Wow. I, I'm just not impressed with her. I mean, I don't know.
And the other thing is, if she were to do it at this fucking age, with so many miles on her, with so many fights, on her resume, that's fucking astonishing. Because Nunes is just in her prime right now.
Yeah.
For what, a 38-year-old Holly Holm with what, 30 some odd, 40 some odd boxing fights, and what, like another 15, 20 MMA fights, for her to take out Nunes, who's
Hmm. What if Valentina and Amanda run it back and Valentina wins this time? What then?
mm,
I mean, come on. What about
that
her Muay Thai and kickboxing and
I'm I'm
boxing?
I'm not gonna. Here's the thing. If that were the case, that'd be super super impressive. But if let's say both things happen, I'd still give it to Holly because Shevchenko. I don't care what anyone else says. She lost two fights. I genuinely believe she lost those two fights, not just because of that's what the judges said. I didn't see her winning either of those fights. So it'd be like a Liddell Ortiz thing. It's like, yeah, you won the third fight, but does that really matter?
Hmm. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, Ronda had the belt. She had the streak going, whatever, but she was being, God, man, people would be mad. She was being fed fighters, I feel. She was being set up.
It was just the skill differential then, right? I mean, she was just way ahead of the game, and
Yeah.
then it got caught up to her, and it caught up to her bad.
I mean, Betch Correa.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, come on, everyone has any fucking GSP fought Nick Diaz too after a loss. Like, I mean, everyone has an easy fight here and there.
But Nick Diaz can fight! Like Betch Correa, like,
Yeah, but he's a such an easy matchup for GSP. I mean, that was never going to be a fight.
I don't even know what happened with Cat. Like, what the fuck? That wasn't even a fight.
I told you you need to watch that documentary of hers. It really puts the whole thing into perspective. It doesn't seem as stupid as it seemed in real life.
I don't know, man. I'm just not. I mean, Misha beat her. She figured out her game and beat her in the last fucking like what minute?
Yeah, but that was like some Hail Mary shit.
And then Valentina, it went all
Valentina
five
did that.
rounds.
Valentina's goddamn amazing.
Yeah, and then the GDR fight. I thought that Holly had
I,
a chance.
I thought GDR beat her, but I mean it was very close, and I understand people that think that she won.
And then Chris beat her on the feet.
Yeah, but that was. I mean, everyone
And
not gonna
she's a
say it's close.
boxer.
I'm not
She's a
gonna say it was
boxer.
close. I'm not gonna say it was close, but she she was the only one that till this day has gone 5 rounds with her. People didn't know if Chris could go 5 rounds. Now we know because of her.
Megan Anderson, they went 3 rounds. What happened with the head kick there?
Well, she out wrestled her, which nobody knew she had. Say what you want about that. That's impressive.
Oh Lord, I don't know,
The
man.
whole you can't teach it. That's the first thing I said after that fight. I'm like, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. I'm like, bullshit. How does she do this shit then?
Huh? It's so funny, man.
Yeah, but that's where it stands. I mean, we'll see in a few months. If Holly wins, I will. I don't think I ever. The only time I ever screamed louder than when Nunes beat Cyborg was when Weidman beat Anderson. But I think if Holly beats Nunes, I think I might scream louder than both those because this is not going to be an easy fight. Even though I kind of give her a chance, it's not going to be an easy fight. And if it's just there's so much stakes to this fight. I can only imagine how much we're going to talk about this shit when it actually goes around because we've gone off on such tangents tonight. But seriously, what if 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 sorry, I'm not losing my train of thought. If Holly wins, she'll she can be recognized as one of the best ever. And if Nunes wins, she's already that, but it's just another amazing, amazing scalp. She's beat every single champion that is a bantamweight and a featherweight in the UFC. That's incredible. Either way, whoever wins, whether it's by a close decision, by knockout, by submission, is going to be super impressive with how it's going to stand in the record book in
Man,
that place and time.
I hope Amanda beats the shit out of her. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'm not going to be sad if she does. It's just I'll be impressed either way. I will be, but it'll be much more impressive if Holly wins.
She's had so many chances. It's just
It
one of
doesn't
those.
matter. It
I know,
doesn't
I
matter.
know. It just makes me cringe. Like even with this whole like um Andrade fighting in China now. I mean, I'm kind of happy about it. I really am because Michelle Waterson has to wait again.
Yeah, okay. So we're just going fucking everywhere tonight. So I'm not even gonna try and keep it all organized. So to add to the whole Dana thing, what did you think when he said, "Oh no, not Waterson. She's ranked too low."
I mean,
You heard of that, right?
I did not hear that, but I'm like, okay, because
'Cause
my first thought was they're protecting her. They're going to China,
they,
so
they were
why
talk,
not?
they were talking about who's next to strawweight because of Suarez and Androv and that whole deal,
Right.
Bravo and he's like, who's next? Could it be Rose again? Could it be Joanna? He's like, maybe Waterson. And then it's like, Waterson? He's like, yeah, well, she just won. She's like, no, Waterson's like ranked 7. She's way too low. She's like, she doesn't even want to fight till October. Like, we can't wait for her. Waterson's not ready.
Yeah, that's funny. I hear we're going to protect her. We need to go make some cash in China, and why not give it to Wiley? That's what I hear. She's been ready. How the fuck is she not ready? She
Well,
went all the way down to Brazil. They flew her down to Brazil. What the fuck is he talking about? Making up some shit again.
okay, we're gonna get in that in a minute. So hold that thought and those emotions. So we got to talk about the last fight of this card. So Cowboy and Ferguson. I
Oh
know you were
god.
super upset about this. Or
Uh,
did you go full Joe Schilling?
dude, I saw his Instagram
Yeah,
message.
but that's Joe being Joe.
Yeah, I saw that. But I thought, man, Tony Ferguson looked so fucking great. That fight was just amazing. But that shit had to happen at the end of the second round.
Here's
And
the thing. I've been kind of conflicted this week, like literally since it happened. Is Tony Ferguson an emotional fighter, a reckless fighter, or a dirty fighter? Because he's done some
emotional.
dirty shit.
Thinking he's emotional.
Because I started thinking about it, like, okay, that was very. I'm usually not one to call late hits. I'm like, hey, that's the ref's job. But that one was like, that one was kind of bad. And then I remember he up kicked Barboza while he was on his knees. And then I remember, who was it? Was it Kevin Lee or Venata? He did like some borderline dirty shit in that fight too. Like he's been known to do some shit. And I was like, is he kind of like Yoel Romeroing this? Or is he very emotional, or is he just so fucking reckless and crazy that he's not really thinking about what he's doing?
I think right now in this during this time, I think he's emotional. I mean, because he's been through some shit. The Khabib fight falling through. Like, how many times did it fall through? You
Mhm.
know, he lost the interim belt because fuck, he tripped over some wires. Then he's had like personal issues going on, and then now he's back. Oh well, he's gonna fight Cowboy because there's shit going down, you know, with Khabib and Dustin. And then even after this, it's like, yeah, you're not getting that title shot, even though you won all these fights. You're not getting it. You
Did you
still gotta wait.
did you
So,
pay attention? I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but did you pay attention after the fight? They had like the whole UFC longest win streaks. Did you see the people that he was with?
or you mean he fought?
Ferguson? No, 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 because it was like he has what 12 fights in a row. If
Yeah.
you see the people above him, John Jones, Anderson Silva,
Oh
Demetrious
yeah,
Johnson, GSP,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
fuck, dude.
And doesn't have a legit title, right? He's just on a long ass streak.
Those guys weren't just champions. I mean, they're
Yeah,
the best ever. They're five, 4 or 5 of the best fighters ever.
yeah. He has no title and he's doing the thing.
He's
What
gonna
the
keep
fuck?
doing it. I'm every time I see this dude fight, I'm like, the more I see it, I'm like, I don't see how Khabib has a chance against him. I
I
really
know,
don't.
I know. So it's like, okay, what's gonna happen with this Dustin fight? Because Dustin's fucking, I don't know, man. He looked really good against Max. So is it gonna be a brawl? Is he gonna keep it standing? Is he gonna be able to like keep away from Khabib? Don't allow him to take him down. And what if he does get taken down?
Okay, so as we said, we've gone off the rails, and this has been crazy, and this is already going to be a long episode. So I don't see the harm in asking this. This is another thing I've been wondering. Do you think this is a bad move to put Khabib on this Abu Dhabi card when they're gonna show it at like 1 in the afternoon here in the States?
Dude, I'm so surprised. But do they have that much confidence in him that he's going to beat Dustin? I mean,
You
they're
think that
already,
could be a reason?
yeah, like they're already talking about like a possible rematch with what, Connor, right? Because that could be a mega fight. That's on the table again, even though he's like, why? He fucking like fought in an amateur boxing, match. Yeah. And he lost his last fight. He hasn't been doing much. Why is he on the table? But it looks like it is because there's money on the table. And then there's GSP out there.
I'm so not sure about that.
Well, that's on the table now. They're having discussions about that now. Like,
Uh,
they're
I don't believe.
over. They're completely looking past Dustin. I don't like it. I hope he
But
goes in and does work and fucking shocks the fucking world.
when you say they, are you talking more about the UFC and management, or actually
Yeah,
Khabib?
UFC and management and everybody else, like, they're looking past Dustin. He's going all the way out to Abu Dhabi. I hope he does work. He does some shit and like just shocks the world.
Those fucking. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say that DP needs to be careful out there.
Dude, well, I
Um,
mean, Khabib's already talking about, yeah, he's going to be the greatest athlete of all time.
I really don't like to give Khabib that much credit because I really, really don't like the guy. But man, if he can beat Dustin, and I know he says that he wants to beat Ferguson too, although he has no intent of signing the fight. If he can beat Dustin and Ferguson especially, and he retires undefeated. I think he may be the best MMA fighter ever. And yes, I am gonna say above DJ and above John Jones because I've said for years no one stays undefeated in this sport, but you will never see an undefeated lightweight. I've said that basically since I started watching the sport. I'm like, lightweight's too nasty. Always has been, always will be. You're never gonna see an undefeated fighter there. And this guy could do it. I mean, I'm still not giving him. I still don't think his chances are good, but I can see where that's theoretically possible.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to see if he does do it. I'll give him props, but like I just don't like the fact that Dustin is being overlooked. That's all,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, me neither. Especially Dustin's such a weird fighter, man. I've never seen anyone like him in anything, in Muay Thai, in boxing, and he's explosive and has an excellent gas tag. He's basically a sprinter that can keep sprinting. I don't understand how that's possible. And the weird thing is, I mean, we're in the USADA era, and yeah, people can still cheat and whatever. And this is not to cast any allegations on him, but whether that was when he was young or even now, I've never had any suspicion that this guy's on anything. He just has a weird build, a weird style, and he makes it work. It's incredible.
Yeah. When is that fight, anyways?
September. I don't remember the exact date. I think it's like September
Damn.
6th or 12th.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I can't wait to see it. But did you read that Khabib? I guess somewhere in Chechnya they're going to build a library in his name, or
I'm,
some kind of building in Khabib's name.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, hold up? Are you sure you want to do that right now? Like, what if your guys are overlooking Dustin? Seriously, man.
Hey, well, I don't know if it's still there, but there's a mural of Ronda here in Venice somewhere. At least there was. Like I said, I don't know if it still is. So
Man, it's just insane, dude. But yeah, Tony Ferguson, he looked amazing, and just the way it ended. I even tweeted out that I didn't feel good anymore. I don't even want to watch the fights after that. Because why? Like, yeah, Valentina. Yeah, that was like the main event.
yeah, one of what's crazy is that I mean I'm not saying this is like oh I'm just genius for guessing this, but it was just like I remember halfway into the second, whenever I started to see whenever Cowboy's nose started to bleed really bad, I'm like man that's really bad, and he's probably got a really badly shattered nose. And he just kept hitting him and hitting him. Those jabs kept landing, and I was like, oh god, and I was like, and God help him if he blows his nose in the corner. And sure enough,
God.
and it wasn't a thing of like that. I thought he was that stupid he'd do it. It was that he was getting hit so much. I'm like that's a lot of blood, dude. Like he might do it by accident. Yeah, and then maybe Cerrone did. Maybe he just didn't think twice about it. He's just like, like oh this isn't that bad. I'm not gonna like, blow everything out of my nose, but it doesn't take much. And sure enough, he did it. Like Jesus. That's
Do
such
you?
a crazy sight to see. Is just it happens, and within 2 seconds, literally in 2 seconds, your eyes shut.
Yeah, that was so crazy. I'm like, he could not see out of his eye anymore. But he's like, I want to fight, man. I don't care. I'll keep going.
He's like, "Can you push the air down?" I'm like, "No, cowboy, it doesn't work that way, man.
Yeah.
You
So
can't pull a Rocky like cut me, Mick."
So I was gonna ask, like, do you agree with this whole rematch conversation? Ferguson versus Cerrone?
Um, nah.
I
It,
said the
it,
same thing.
Cerrone got too hurt. Um, I don't see what the upside is, even if Cerrone wins, because then all that means is they're gonna want to do a third fight, and it's gonna hold both of them up. And Cerrone can still be in the title picture if he beats other guys, but I just it doesn't make any sense to me. He was gonna lose that fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know Dash Cerrone's badass and this and that, but he was getting too beat up, and Ferguson, the last thing he'll do is slow down.
right.
He wasn't gonna pull Moraes and just shit the bed. That's not Ferguson's style.
Yeah, I think he would have got finished in the third. If
Yeah.
that shot after the bell didn't, yeah, if it would continue without any issues, then I think he would have got finished.
The weirdest thing about Ferguson too is that there's people that are opportunistic finishers. There's people that force a finish. There's people that just are very lucky and can see it coming and do all the right moves. And it seems like Ferguson can do all of those. Like a guy like Adesanya, and he'll tell you himself, like I never force a knockout. It just happens. I see it coming and I do it. And then there's guys like BJ Penn in his prime, or even Demetrious Johnson's like, well, I'll just finish it right here. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And Ferguson just seems to be able to do both of those. Like if he says I'm gonna finish it right now, he'll do it. And if he just sees it coming and he just goes and he just takes opportunity, he'll do it too. Like it's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that out of a fighter.
Right? Him and Max are just there's something special.
Max, yeah, Max too. Yep,
Yeah,
Max can
so
do that
special.
too.
Yeah.
That's why when that rumor was coming around that they might fight, I'm like my head might explode.
Oh my god, I can't take it. No, I don't know. I wouldn't know who to go for.
I'd be looking away most of the fight, I'm sure.
Right? I'll have like my eyes covered and shit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, who's fighting who? Like, which one's which? Their
Uh-huh.
styles are like so similar.
and they both have wings tattooed on their back.
All right, like what the fuck, man? It's like that's that meme, like Spider-Man pointing. One Spider-Man there, one they're like pointing at each other.
Yep, Hawaiian one and the Mexico one. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that does it for the UFC of last week. Triple G fought last week too. He knocked the dude out. If you guys haven't seen that, you should catch that highlight because yeah, it was pretty brutal. Triple
What's his
G.
name? What's his name? The dude that got knocked out. Do you know?
I don't remember his first name. I know it's Rolls. I think it was Steve. Steve Rolls.
That's sad, man.
But it was a brutal knockout. Brutal knockout. If you guys want to see some violence, check that out. If you didn't catch it already, it's worth a watch.
It was on the Zone, right?
The
The
Zone.
Zone.
Yeah. Yep. But as I said, no UFC, but there's a Bellator 222 happening in Madison Square Garden, happening tonight on the Zone. Main evented by Leroy McDonald and Neiman Gracie. We're gonna talk a good amount about that one. Co-main events: Lyoto Machida, Chael Sonnen, and then another fight we're gonna talk about is Darian Caldwell and Horiguchi. Kyoji. I couldn't remember his first name for a second. But before we get into all that, I just want to talk about some of the fights that are on here. So Valerie Lareda's big ass is on here. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pretend to see. As I think Just Bleed tweeted something. There was this video of her like working out, and he put like, there's not even footage of her fighting, and I was like, this is disgusting. I'm not gonna watch her fight anymore, but I'm still gonna watch weigh-ins. Sorry, man. I'm not gonna pretend that girl's not hot. She's gorgeous. But she's fighting. Everyone's talking shit because she's fighting a Hooters girl. But you know who else was a Hooters girl? Michelle Watterson, and she's like a top 10 fighter, even though Rena doesn't like it. But
man, you gotta pay the bill somehow. Shit.
yeah, and she's like 22, man. Give the girl a break. Well, you expect her to have her shit together at 22?
Seriously. Damn,
Yeah.
dude. She's probably getting paid.
Yeah. Well,
living life.
well, I mean, God, if she could beat Laredo, how amazing would that be? But Heather Hardy's out there with her leotard again, fighting some chick who's like 3 and 5. I don't know much about the girl, but I do enjoy watching Heather Hardy fight because she just fights like an animal. So as far as the fights go, I think that one should be fun and interesting.
Is she full on with MMA now? Is she done with boxing? Do we know yet, or?
From that last interview I read of hers, she just seemed so disgusted with boxing. She just seemed like so done with it. All the politics and shit. She's just like, I'm done. Like I can't fake the funk anymore.
Oh.
And I'm sure the money's not there anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah. I hope she is like done with it then, because that's too much like emotional baggage, man. Just focus on MMA and be happy.
Yeah.
Especially if Scott Croker, like he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
Taking care of everybody, so fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and Hardy's she's not young, what's the point of putting all this time and effort to a sport that, I mean, you were undefeated and she won a bunch of belts. Just leave it as is. Why risk it?
Right. Especially when you hate your boss and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not so much boss. It was just like the whole organization type thing,
Right. The
whole business.
They're the bosses, though. They control everything. Her paycheck.
Yeah. Dirty ass staph infection having Dylan Dennis is fighting too.
A nasty motherfucker. Is that a fake picture of him holding both belts? He had like 2 Bellator belts.
I think it's real. I'm sure he just stole the belts that Chael did. He probably just bought those replicas.
Jesus.
I saw that and I tweeted 20 years of giving kids participation awards has led to this.
That's great. I did not see it.
Oh, actually, this is a good time to get into our tweet of the week. I was just about to forget. So, yeah, if you haven't seen this, you'll like this, Rain. So the tweet of the week this week is by Nick Newell. Yes, that Nick Newell. He posted that picture. He he basically had said something to the effect of like, "Damn, this guy, look at what this dude's doing. He's already the goat." And some guy took it seriously, and it ended up being Leo Kuntz, who I don't know if he's still in the UFC, but he used to be in the UFC, and he he was basically challenging Nick, and he was just saying like, "What a dumbass you are," and Nick responded with, "I was trolling, you idiot. Didn't a fighter try to take a dive against you, and he still ended up winning? You better apologize to me."
Oh my god.
That is true, by the way. There was like a big scandal a few years back. This was like a fight in like China. This was like the first fight in like China or Japan. And yeah, he was fighting some Korean dude, I think. And yeah, he was supposed to. Not that he was supposed to lose, but they did some shitty, weird, shady things with the odds. And yeah, basically the wrong guy won. So yeah, Nick fucking
What?
incinerated him there.
That shit. Wow. Uh-uh.
Yeah,
That's
you
just
know
funny. Oh, because of
people,
Dylan, man. What the
people
fuck?
that people that gotta yeah, that's how toxic that dude is. But
Oh, seriously, man.
people that gotta grow up that tough with such a noticeable, I don't want to say disability, but that for lack of a better term, that's kind of what it is. But growing up with one and a half arms, you just end up being really witty and really tough, and he fucking took it to that dude, man. Props to Nick Newell. Don't take no
For
shit.
real.
Don't take no shit
Seriously.
from nobody.
What a dirty ass fighter. Both of them.
And then one more guy, the last guy I want to talk about as far as the undercard. Aaron Pico's fighting, and he's goddamn this kid. Reen and I were talking off air, and I still don't know Reen. He's all balls and no brain, or he has the worst manager of all time.
I don't get it. I just.
For those that don't know, he's taking on the dude. And I'm sure this was on the podcast when after he got knocked out. I was just saying, please, whenever he comes back, I hope he takes a year off. I hope he takes some good amount of time off to heal his head, and I hope that he doesn't take on some crazy gifted fighter. He's taking on this dude, Adam Borix. He's 12-0, and he has like a 90% finish rate, mostly submissions, but he also has a flying knee in one of his recent fights. This kid sounds like a goddamn monster, man. He's on a 3-fight win streak in Bellator.
Yeah.
I don't know what this dude is thinking.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. He's only been with Jackson's for like 7 weeks to prepare for this fight. Are they really in sync? Are they going to be in rhythm coming into this fight? Like, is he gonna understand all the tactics? Like, does
Yeah,
he have
you
all the skills? Like, I don't get it.
you really got to be trudging through right now. You really just got to be going with the motions and just do what you're told. Because I don't know how you're gonna be in the thing of like you don't know me as a fighter. I mean, nobody know they don't. He doesn't know them as trainers, and they don't know him as a fighter.
Right.
It's not good either which way. But fighting this dude, I'm not even a big Pico fan. It's not like I want him to win this. I really don't care. I kind of want him to win just because I feel that if he loses, it's not gonna be great. He's gonna get fucking hurt. I don't see him winning like like losing some close decision. I think if this kid wins, given his track record, he's gonna fuck him up.
Do you think it's his ego? Because he's just this great, talented kid. Like, he can take on
I
a veteran
sometimes
like this?
I sometimes wonder if people have just gassed him up, because he is clearly very talented, and I think people have just, people like Brendan Schaub, he's the LeBron James of MMA, and people saying shit like that when you're 22, 23 years old,
Yeah.
maybe not even that. It's got to get to you, but he doesn't seem that dumb to me. I would think he'd be smarter. It must be an ego thing or him just trying to prove something. Like, why would you go this hard this early on?
Right. You're still young. Like, why even take all this damage? That last knockout, that last finish of, that was horrible.
Life changing.
Yeah, and you would think that he would slow down from that, but no, man, here we are. And that was what, 2 months ago, maybe?
No, that was January. It's been like 5 6
January.
months.
It seemed like it happened yesterday, though. God damn.
Yeah,
That I don't think that was long enough.
it's definitely not. Not even I think. I mean, it's definitely not. But she took the fight. What the fuck can you do?
Damn, dude, man. Well, guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, I'm going for him just by default because I do not want him to get brutally hurt, and if he loses, he's gonna get brutally hurt. It's almost no
Yeah,
doubt in my mind. So
yeah. Hopefully, he
no
just
hard
gets
pick.
submitted.
Like just yeah, quick first round. He fucks up, got his back taken, gets a rear naked. But other than that, it's probably gonna be bad.
Yeah,
Because if you see even his first loss against what was his name, Zach Freeman, I believe was his name. He got kneed. He got took some big punches. Like the submission was kind of an afterthought. He got fucked up before he got submitted. So yeah, it's been a bad time for him. But those are the undercard fights. So we're gonna talk to actually get into our picks. Darian Caldwell's rematching Kyoji Horiguchi. They fought in Ryzen the first time. Horiguchi submitted him with a crazy ass guillotine, kind of like a willed guillotine. But I remember there was a weird part in the fight where Horiguchi kind of got saved not by the bell but by the ropes. Uh, Caldwell had him like in a Kimura, and thanks to the ropes, he was managed to like get out of it. It seems like a lot of people are putting a lot into that fight should have been over anyway, and had that happened in the cage, he would have tapped out or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I do think the cage is going to be a problem as opposed to the ring, but at the same time, Horiguchi's already fought in a cage, so I think more than anything, if it's going to be something that takes effect, it might be the travel, especially that he hasn't traveled in a while. But what say you, Reen?
dude, I don't know. His boss thinks that yeah, he's gonna walk away with the win. So actually, he guarantees that Kyoji's gonna win. So
Who, Saki Kabara?
yeah, yep.
Yeah, the same Ryzen, man. Let's not go into things about him and
You know that crazy Japanese confidence.
ring the damn bell.
Like,
Shout out to all the wrestling fans out there. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
yeah, yeah. You're right though with the flight and travel and stuff. Like, I wonder if he got here early enough and just to
I mean,
get adjusted again. And
remember post Pride, all so many of the guys that came to the U.S., that came to the UFC, especially the Japanese guys. Everyone thought they were gonna, Gomi and Akiyama, all these guys were supposed to be badasses. They just lost and lost and lost, and it's like, what's happening? I mean, it could be steroids, it could be fixes, it could be all that shit. But what a lot of people thought is like, well, it might be just the travel because that shit sucks. It takes a toll on you, you know.
yeah, it takes some time to adjust, man.
You would know.
Yeah, and then I don't know what his like meal prep and stuff is like, and how his like day to day is like, because it's a totally different environment.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking a fighter out of his element, his environment, and sticking him into New York of all places.
I know he's
So
been
crazy
training
there.
with. I know he's been training with ATT. I believe he still does, but I don't know if that's like a few months out of the year or if he spends a lot of time in the states. I don't know. But I mean, either way, he doesn't live here from what I know that I know of. So
Damn,
it's
man.
got to be bad on him. It's got to take an effect one way or another. So is Kyoji one of the good Japanese?
Yeah,
Is he's
he's
cool.
yeah, he's pretty popular too. So if he does win this, that means he has to defend both belts,
That's interesting, right? Because what are you gonna do? Just win the belt? It's like, I here, take it back. I'm going to Japan now.
right? Because I mean, you got to go back and forth. What do you?
I
How's he
haven't
gonna
even
do that?
I didn't even thought about that.
Right? Like, I mean, I guess it'll be good for Ryzen to have that. Um, they got that Bellator champion too, and hopefully get some more eyeballs on Ryzen because they're going to be on the zone too, right? So,
Yeah, because
but
that was the thing with Caldwell going to Ryzen. He still has his belt. He didn't win. He didn't lose shit because he went to his home turf. You know,
yeah,
if Horiguchi loses here, he's not gonna lose anything either. But if he wins, then what?
yeah, he's going to
Yeah, that
be
is
walking
interesting.
away with that belt then, right? That's how the rules go, right? Like,
And I just got to be honest here. If I was Horiguchi and I did win, I would just raise that belt like fuck yeah, I have my Rising belt, my Bellator belt, and then I would just throw it on the floor and leave because that Bellator belt sucks. I like the Bellator belt, but compared to that Rising belt, god damn, that shit looks amazing. You seen that Rising belt? How big it is?
Yeah,
Looks
that's pretty
cool,
cool,
man.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the girls, I saw the what was it a week or two ago, the Jinyu Frey Hamasaki rematch, and yeah, it was basically a big ass belt on little ass Ayaka Hamasaki, but I think it was the only difference was that it was in red. And then Tension won some. Oh no, that one was different because that was an ISKA belt, so it was like more legit looking. But yeah, the Rising belts are cool.
Yeah.
I
So
always like the Pride belts too. The Japanese just know how to make cool belts.
yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder what's gonna happen. Cause they're doing some big things, man. Bellator Horizon. I like that. That's what they're doing. They're the co-promoting.
Yeah, nothing new with Scott, but good that he'll still do it.
So that with that being said, like they're talking about, okay, well, how what about Henry Cejudo? Who's gonna have the best, fighter on the roster?
And then Demetrious is in Asia as well. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really becoming like boxing now. It's like, well, to speak of, just to put a quick word in there, Tyson Fury is fighting this weekend. He's fighting on
Oh
ESPN
shit.
Plus. Yeah, a lot of people are forgetting that one too. But I mean, he's a good parallel to this because Fury, Wilder, and I guess we got to throw Reese in there because Joshua doesn't really count anymore.
I was about to say that. Not anymore.
But it's like the three best heavyweights aren't anywhere near fighting one another, and it's like everyone says that this division is shallow, 125, 135. They can all fight it. There's if it was the top of the top, this would be the shit. But they're all separated now.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. So crazy, dude. I wonder. I don't think UFC will ever. I don't think Dana will ever.
No, he won't come from them.
Yeah,
But they might spend a shitload of money to steal someone like Horiguchi, or that'd be weird if they'd spend a bunch of money to take back Demetrius. But I wouldn't put it past them.
yeah. But
So
dude,
who do you got in this one then? You going with the country boy?
yeah, I'll go Kyoji. What do you
Yeah, I
think
gotta go.
he's
I,
gonna?
I never really liked Caldwell too much. I know that's not really like some analytical shit. He is very talented. I'm aware of that. Way bigger, but Horiguchi's my kind of guy, man. I'm rooting for him. I'll pick him to win. He won legit the first time. I don't think he'll do it again. Won't be easy, but I think he'll win. Next one though, co-main, uh, Machida, another country boy. Well, kind of anyway. Kind of
Keeps
getting into that
drinking.
right now. Leona Machida and Chael Sonnen. Who you got here?
What the hell is Chell doing again? Like, why is he
This
fighting?
is a fight that makes sense, I think.
Yeah, because they were supposed to fight in the UFC. So, but I think Vachita's 41. How old is Chael? Is he
Older.
the same? Oh,
No,
he's older,
Chael is
right?
older. Yeah, Chael is probably 42.
Dude, I wonder what's the. I wonder if
You
he's gonna
know,
get like kicked in the face
you
and die.
know what else I didn't see? I don't know what weight this is at because Machida's been fighting at 185.
I think he moved up because he did. He said that he didn't have to cut that much weight and
Okay,
he's gonna
that
stay at 205 or something. But he doesn't mind like going down to 185 too, and he wants all the belts.
well, especially that he already beat Ryan Bader. I mean, if he knocks his ass out the way he did the first time again, goddamn, win a
Mhm.
belt at 40 against Ryan, who's legit one of the best light heavyweights in the world right now.
Yep. So yeah, they're gonna fight at 205, and
That's interesting. I didn't even look at that.
yep. So he only had to like drop a couple kilos or something. That's it. So he's gonna be coming in healthy, young 41-year-old Machida. He said that he's so much happier with this promotion now because he could just talk freely, and it's not as bad as it was in the UFC. So
And can wear the gi. I'm sure that counts for something.
yeah. so yeah, you got a happy Machida going up against Chael.
Chael's kind of been putting a lot of pressure on himself lately. It seems to. He's been doing the usual shit talking and all the little dumb shit he does, but he does seem very serious. Like I have to beat this guy because it's not like I can afford a bunch of more losses at this point. Like At
Yeah.
that, he's basically said like at that point I'm just gonna be fighting for money, and that's not what I want to do.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
not a good look. I mean, keep losing, man. What happened with that Tito fight? He like turtled up.
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I don't know if I've tweeted about it either. But I swear to God, after that fight, I was like an avid listener of Chael of his podcast, and after that fight, I couldn't listen to it anymore because I'm like, shit, man. I guess it's not like I thought he was this badass. Like I knew he had his problems, I know he had his weaknesses, but I'm like, dude, you're gonna talk all that shit. You're gonna lose to Tito fucking Ortiz of all people. Like, I'm sorry, you lost it. You can't. And this was after he came back from all the steroid shit and all that, and he just looked fat and flabby. I'm like, oh no, like you can't do it. Like steroids are your friend. You can't do it without the roids. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm just I can't take it seriously anymore. Like I'll still watch your fights, but I can't listen to you talk and be take you as an authority on anything.
Yeah. Yeah, true that. I used to listen to his podcasts too. He's entertaining, but now I'm just like, no, I'm good.
You lost to Tito, man. Not a good
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
then you're trying to fight him after you knocked out Chuck, and yeah, whatever. But anyway, so you got your country boy in this one too. You got Machida.
Yeah, piss drinking Leo the Machida. Yep.
And you're telling me off air, you think he's one of yours.
Yeah, because I think his dad's from Okinawa, if I'm not
I've seen
mistaken.
you've seen his dad too, right?
Yeah,
He does kind of look like Mr. Miyagi.
yeah. He's an island. He's an island like Asian.
He's dark, yeah. He looks more like the island person, yeah,
Yeah, he's not from Japan, I don't think.
yeah,
Plus, he had like a karate background, and that's where it came from. So
yeah. The Japanese culturally appropriating the martial arts too, Reen.
they what?
The Japanese culturally appropriating your martial art,
Yeah.
karate,
Yep.
selling it off to the
They
white
had
man.
yeah, they had Aikido or something.
Or,
Yeah,
and judo, right? Judo,
judo.
jiu-jitsu, that's
Yeah,
American.
that
Yeah,
was their thing. They like long time ago, way back. Like they took some of the farmers or whatever and brought them to Japan, and these guys like taught the army how to fight with their hands and shit. And I
nice.
and I think at the end of the story, they got burned alive in the cauldron, the big ass cauldron or something.
What, they boiled them?
Yep.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Oh my
Yeah.
God. See, Irene, at least the Aztecs ate people. Well, we didn't boil them. No, I think we boiled them alive too. The Aztecs are sick fucks, man.
Yeah, that's how our like symbol came about. So if you look at like the Okinawa symbol, there's like a swirl. Yeah, I'll send it to you, but
I'm
that's the
very
one.
interested in this. This
Yeah,
is all news to me. See, education lessons. You can learn something here, folks.
yeah, man. Yep. So
Uh,
I'm not from Japan, so I'm just saying.
yeah.
they, they fuck with my people.
Irene's very proud of her Okinawan heritage. It's cool. I respect it too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Machida too. Uh, it, I just hope he actually knocks him out because Chael's never had a legit knockout loss in his career. He always like gets hit hard and he just turtles up and quits.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Turtles up.
hope I hope Machida just front kicks him, just Vitor Belfort style, and then
And then bows.
then them bows, and then that fucking piece of shit. That's still the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen, man. You can't kick a man in the face and then bow. That's fucked up. That's just
What
wrong.
is he supposed to do? Some people cheer.
I
Some
don't know.
people like stick their finger up and be like number one and walk around the cage. Like at least he was respectful and he like bowed. Like
To
thank
me,
you.
it's such an oxymoron. Because as you know from Muay Thai, kicking someone in the face with the bottom of your foot is extremely disrespectful.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
So to me, that's like the equivalent of like, you walking down the street with your girl and I slap your girl in the ass and then I try to give you a handshake. It's like it doesn't work that way.
Oh Lord, that's just
I,
so funny.
but it's cool that he does it. It's just such a weird paradox to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going with Cheetah too. Hopefully a brutal knockout. Sorry, Chael. Has to happen one day. Main event: Neiman Gracie and Rory. I actually hadn't seen much of Neiman, and I caught some of his fights before recording. He's a very interesting guy. Clearly, obviously, a very legit jiu-jitsu dude. A lot of submissions, but he's not. By no means is he a good striker, but he's big and he hits pretty hard. and he can make it count a lot of the time. So this is I don't think his striking's on Rory's level, but then again, he's for sure way more hungrier than Rory. Rory didn't even want to do public workouts this week. But at the same time, Neiman had to use the towel to make weight, so who knows if he's has some kind of injury or if the weight wasn't coming off, or you never know. I always get uneasy when I see a dude, well, or a dude or a girl get naked at weigh-ins because you never know what's going on with them. But what do you think about this one, Reen?
I can't believe it's already here. Like, didn't we just talk about Rory and his?
Jesus and
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. It's already here. That's nuts, man.
yep, life goes on. You got to get ready.
Seriously. So, I mean, is he ready?
I
Is
don't think
he
so.
okay? Is Jesus okay with this? He's allowing this to happen?
Man, if you don't want to do a public workout, I mean, most people would just say, well, he's probably injured, or maybe he went through like a breakup, like something terrible happened in his personal life. But given what he said recently about fighting, it's like, man, you won't even like hit pads, you won't even like do a few takedowns. Like the public workouts, they're not like necessarily required, but it's not like you're gonna have to work out hard for 20 minutes. Some people just do it for like 5 minutes. They just do a few jabs and right hands and take a few takedowns, and that's it. Like it doesn't have to be hard. And he didn't even want to do that.
I don't understand why he didn't come out and say hello to his fans or anything, or
At least
just
do the
like,
whole like the autograph thing, right?
yeah,
I don't think he
just say,
did that.
yeah, shake some hands, something like that. You're gonna be in New York. You're gonna be at MSG. You have fans that want to see you. What the fuck? I'll be mad. If I was your kid, if I was your daughter, I would be mad. I mean, you're just gonna like cut out your fans like that? That's not cool.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a guy who's very interested. But you know what? Honestly, even if the whole Jesus thing hadn't reared its head, I still think no. I'm not even trying to
I
be
know we
funny
keep
here.
talking.
I'm not even trying to be funny here. Like honestly, even if that whole thing hadn't happened, I would have my doubts because Gracie's such a legit dude on the ground, and then seeing what John Fitch did to him, like I don't have a lot of faith in him.
Yeah,
And Neiman's a good athlete too. It's not just that he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not like that awkward. Yeah, he doesn't have great striking, but like he's worked a lot on his wrestling. Like he's a powerful dude. I think if he takes him down, he might be fucked.
dude, I think he has like 1 foot out the door. So
He might have like 1.5 feet out the door.
yeah, I mean, I don't think he wants it. So he probably wants it to end and end it there. And he's good. He has family. He has 2 kids.
Two? I thought it was just one.
Well, his baby on the way, right? Is the
Oh
baby
shit.
here already? I think yeah, he was having a second one.
Oh goddamn, he's going the Christ route. Really? Oh shit, that's bad.
Yeah.
Not nothing against kids. I mean, he good for him, but Jesus, like he just had a kid, and yeah,
Yep.
that's
So
all those people that see it their job to populate the earth, or not they'll go to hell type shit. Damn, that's crazy. That's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with Neiman. I just can't trust Rory.
yep. Same.
Um,
Yep. He's Daddy Rory. He's not the Red King anymore.
he's not. There's Daddy Rory, and then there's Dad Cerrone. There's a big difference.
Yeah. He's not that killer anymore. I don't even think he likes being called the killer anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Remember everyone called him Canadian Psycho because he was like American Psycho. But
Yep.
yeah, that's that dead ass look in his eyes. That shit's gone. Shit's gone forever. He's gonna have to do PCP to get that shit back.
Jesus.
But enough of fights for now. Let's get into some headlines. And our first headline. Well, I don't even know if this is official, but a lot of people were talking about it. Looks like Chris Weidman's going up to light heavyweight. Thoughts?
He still fights?
Am I? Wait, no. That. Oh, Jacare. He fought Jacare in November.
It's been a while.
In 7 months. And he
It's
got
been
brutally
a while.
knocked out in that one.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, good for him for taking that time off. But
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, a good idea to move up. He had
Watch,
a rough cut too, man.
I know Rocco is gonna fight Blankovic in a few weeks, but watch him fight Rocco even up at 205, and it's I don't
Oh,
I
again.
know I know. The first time was amazing because it was like, man, these are the two best middleweights maybe ever.
Uh-huh.
And then Rocco fell off, and then Weidman keeps falling off, and now it's like, fuck, what does this even mean anymore? From what it was into what it went, like that's such a huge letdown.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I know people still that are like clamoring for it though, like we need to see it, we need to see it. I'm like, why? I was supposed to see that
What?
in 199. Yeah, when I saw the fight at the Forum when Rocco got knocked out by Bisping, it was supposed to be the rematch. I'm like, even when I bought the tickets, I'm like, why am I buying this? I don't want to see this. But I'm like, well, fuck it, it's the UFC. I always go. And then sure enough, luckily enough, I didn't want to watch the Bisping fight either. I'm like, I already saw this too. And then, he gets the knockout of the century. But
Yeah. Well, good luck to Weidman, man. Does he have a fight lined up?
nothing yet. I heard it in the press, in the 238 conference, and
Oh,
I
okay.
told Dana, and even he was like, oh, really? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to him. We'll see what's up.
He didn't even know. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
there's opening, right? There's two openings.
Uh, what do you mean?
Manua and Gus
Oh,
retiring.
that's right. Damn. I was almost forgetting about that. Jesus, shit's
Mm-hmm.
flying by, man.
Yep.
But yeah, good point. Good point for Rockhold and for him. Yep. Rockhold's old news, but still. Another thing that came out of 238, the Diego Sanchez Clay Guida fight is going to the Hall of Fame. I was a little surprised by this. What about you?
I was too.
Right? Because you think it'd be like, um, I don't know. I think especially that he was just retiring. I feel like Jones Gustafson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would probably make sense. But they just put like a random fight. It was a really good fight, but I'm like, that was so random.
Right.
Maybe because they know that Sanchez might retire soon too, and they want to honor him in some way.
Like, was that a memorable fight to you? You're like, oh yeah, I like, did it
Rain. Well, okay. In the long scheme of things, it's a random fight.
right?
To me, it's a very important fight because without that fight, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Oh,
That 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 fight is the reason I basically started watching MMA. I've seen fights before that, and I liked Machida. I liked several Forrest Griffin. I was into the sport, but when I saw that fight, I saw that was like one of the first fights I saw live, and I was like, oh shit, like this is amazing. Like this is so much better than boxing because I was still a boxing fan at the time. I mean, I still am, but I was way more into just boxing at the time, and I was like, fuck boxing, this is the shit. That's the reason I got to know. And then Sanchez being Mexican, I kind of had that idea too. I'm like, oh, it's just a bunch of crazy white dudes in the UFC. I seen Sanchez, I'm like, oh shit, there's Mexicans in here too, and they fight like this. Like this is crazy. So it's a very important fight for me. I didn't expect Dana to pick it.
yeah. Especially those guys. Maybe they wanted to give them something because they've been doing the thing for that long.
Diego's on a bit of a resurgence, and then Guida. I know beating BJ really ain't shit, but still he looked good beating BJ. So
Yeah.
maybe they're just like, this is your last shot, so we'll honor you guys.
Yeah. Somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. In other news, Endeavor. It looks like Endeavor's interested in buying PBC Boxing.
What?
Um, yeah, this is so much to digest here. I'll let you start, Reen. Just initial thoughts.
I don't understand because I thought Dana wanted to just build his boxing brand, his boxing team or promotion. So I don't understand why go after PBC, which is actually contracted under Fox, right?
Yeah, but that's just a TV deal. Like Fox doesn't
Would
have
it
any
be yeah, but wouldn't it be a conflict because ESPN
ESPN. Um,
or is this just going to be under a completely separate umbrella?
I mean, theoretically, obviously these things take time. I don't know how long the deal's for. I would think Fox probably wouldn't want to get into. into too deep with them because they're kind of unstable. Like that's not like a surefire way to get viewers. That's kind of like UFC's gone. They needed some kind of fight, so fuck it, we'll get boxing. So I would imagine they'd probably their deal would be up at the end of the year, and they'd just be like, all right, well, your deal's done. You're now going to ESPN. I that's the other thing I'm thinking about. Like most likely to go to ESPN Plus, but there's always the possibility it might go to Fight Pass, and that
Yeah.
can probably boost subscriptions.
Yeah, or because they already have the Roy Jones Jr. promotion under Fight Pass, right? So it
Yeah,
would
but those
make
guys are
sense.
like amateurs, though. I mean, not literally, but not
Yeah.
very good.
Well, but it would make sense if they could get it, if they do acquire PBC boxing, it would
Mhm.
make sense to put it on ESPN so they got both
Mhm.
streaming platforms to have some sort of, other combat
Yeah.
sports on it. So, I mean, it's interesting if they could make it happen. And
Yeah.
what what will they do with it? Are they going to allow their fighters to box as well?
I still don't think there's a chance of that happening. I mean, I think if it's I don't know if it's like I I think they might do it in extreme circumstances, and I don't mean just like Conor or Mayweather. Like obviously that's just like the most ridiculous of the ridiculous. I mean like I know this guy's a little bit more established, but like a guy like Shakur Stevenson, he's this young guy coming up. I believe he's with PBC. He's like a 19, 20-year-old dude. He was a Olympian. If you want to put in like a UFC veteran in there, maybe a guy who doesn't want to really fight MMA, wants to try boxing, it'll be a hell of a mismatch. And he'll get knocked the fuck out, but at least it'll be like, well, hey, he knocked out a UFC fighter. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of a dark way to look at it, but I could see them doing that. Or I don't know, that'd be weird if they gave Aldo the chance now that he's trying to retire and he said he wanted to be a boxer. Like that'd be interesting though.
Dude, that's yeah. And then Dana White overseeing that side of the house too, unless he's going to pull out of UFC soon and just try to take over the boxing world.
No, I'm sure Dana's gonna keep doing what he does. The weird thing is though, just the dichotomy of Dana White and Al Heyman. Al Heyman, the guy that's supposed to be running PBC on the DL. Al Heyman is, he tried to do a PBC. What the UFC is like exclusive contracts. Didn't really want to work with other promotions. Wanted to get all the best fighters. It's just kind of weird that they would work together, or that Dana would buy him out. Either way, it just seems like a weird business plan.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it's just I don't know, testing the waters or something, but it would be interesting if they do acquire PBC.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just don't know how many fighters will stay on because it doesn't seem like any boxers are fond of Dana White, nor should any boxers are fond of Dana White, nor should they because he doesn't have a good track record of treating MMA fighters well. And MMA fighters don't play by the same rules that boxers do. Boxers actually have rights.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Uh, I don't think they're gonna go through with it. They probably are just playing around, just testing the waters and seeing like filling it out.
It really in the end might just end up being kind of like a broadcasting deal thing because for whatever it is, it's probably best to keep Heyman where he is, let him do his thing, let Dana do the UFC thing, and then just hey, we're getting a cut from the pay-per-views. Well, they did the Spence Garcia pay-per-view. Who knows if they'll continue? Get a cut of that. Get a cut of the advertisements, of the TV deals, or whatever. Because I think Dana putting his fingers all up in this shit is probably not gonna be good.
No, hell no. I forgot. He's a fucking like yeah. They're gonna clash. The fighters, the boxers, and Dana.
Yeah, they're not gonna be taking shit, man.
Hell no, not with those guys.
Yeah. Yep.
They'll probably want to kick his ass.
No, and the thing is too with boxers like Mikey Garcia is a good example. He didn't fight for like a year and a half, a long ass time, and it was just over some legal shit. But the thing with boxers is that I mean that's bad, but boxers can afford to take the time off. MMA fighters would just be like, well, fuck it, I'll take the shitty deal because they don't have time to waste. They need all the money they can. MMA boxers are just like, well, fuck it, I still have money saved up. I don't need to take any fights right now.
Yep, right.
Yep,
Truly that.
yep. Another bit of news: Demetrious Johnson and Eddie Alvarez have a fight lined up and won. Um, Demetrious is continuing in the tournament that he was on, and Eddie Alvarez is gonna fight Edward Falongyang. I hope I can say that right. He was the former lightweight champion. What are your thoughts on the matchup? It seems like they're fighting on the same night again. So do you think
Jeez. I'm already like, geez, like shaking my head right now.
that this is? I mean, what do you think about the marketing? Do you think this is on purpose of just putting DJ and Eddie on the same card, or just? I mean, are you excited to see either of them fight, or both of them fight, or just DJ?
I'm
Or
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm excited to see DJ like continue in this promotion or not promotion, but this tournament. I mean, Eddie, like he got fucked up last time, so it just seems like he's coming back too soon.
those Singaporeans? I don't know what the word is. They got some fantastic medicine. They fix it right up.
Is it medicine or supplements?
Tomato, tomato.
So I mean, I hope it works out better this time for him. But
Yeah, like not getting your face broken.
seriously, man, that did not look good.
And that seems to be a thing, right? You go to one, you get your face broken.
Right?
Shout outs to Sage.
God, dude.
Poor guy. Expect him to fight in like 3 months as well.
Huh? With the metal plate in his face.
Fucking all Wolverine and shit. And like, you're good to go. Go fight.
I wonder if that changed his like demeanor.
If he's gonna be like a fucking mean ass asshole now.
Yeah, man.
Like, get my face broken. Get the fuck out of my face.
No more Mister,
Mr. Favor.
Yep. Mr. Hawani. Mr. White.
That will do it to you. That'll make the nicest man rugged.
Huh? He's a man now. He got fucked up.
It'll be like that. It'll be like that line in Fight Club. It's like this one guy came in. His ass was a wad of cookie dough. 3 weeks later, he was carved out of wood. That's Sage. All right, get some more headlines. So as we mentioned, we alluded to earlier, Jessica Andrade is going to defend her belt. This is all reported. It hasn't been official, but it looks like she's going to fight her. She's going to defend her belt against Weili Zhang at UFC China at the end of August on ESPN Plus. I'm so psyched for this fight, and I'm also a little angry. What are your thoughts?
I'm glad that she's getting out of Brazil, man. Hopefully she gets
True.
to stay in China for a little bit.
And China's not exactly the best country, but yeah, compared to Brazil, yeah, I don't think you'll be too much in fear for your life.
Hell no, man. Make a
Not,
trip out of it or something.
yeah, but as far as the fight goes, I'm gotta be honest. I'm giving Zhang a hell of a shot here. There's a lot I still don't know about her, but there's so much promise to her that I think she can overperform.
Dude, she's a strong fighter too, man. This is interesting.
And so fast. She's easily faster than Andrade.
Yeah. Why are you mad at it though? Because they're overlooking people, or?
No, I just kind of think it's a tough fight for Andrade in her first fight, and then if she loses in China, like no one's gonna see it. Like it could be a situation where if she loses, this is all based on if she loses. She loses in China. It's on ESPN Plus. Like no one sees it. Zhang wins the title, and then who knows who she fights next? It's just gonna be a thing of like, huh? Wait, what happened to that one girl that slammed Rose on her head? Wait, this Chinese chick's the champion? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it needs to be a pay per view. I'm not saying like, oh, they need to force it down people's throats. I just think it's a weird time, weird placement for a fight. Obviously, if Zhang wins, it'll be gigantic for China and for her. But I just don't know what it's going to do in the long run for like the scheme, for the way that the division's going right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they're definitely trying to grow that Asian China, market. But I mean, if she wins, it's gonna be interesting because Thailand and China's about to go, at it. because in October or after October or whenever, Michelle will be ready, right? I mean, she's been ready, but
So Zhang wins, Zhang and Watterson.
yeah,
I,
I couldn't see
I
that happening.
well, I would say Suarez, but it sounds like she's really fucked up, so she might not fight this year. Shit, I want to see it.
Maybe that's what they're eyeing for because they really do want to take over that market. So why not? Why not
Yeah.
set it up like that?
And then I mean, obviously, if Watterson, I think they'll think that Watterson could be a decent matchup for Zhang, and if she wins, I mean, she should be the most marketable fighter in strawweight history. Has to be. But
Mm-hmm.
as I've always say, I hate that the MMA is with the American influence that we all want the fighters to learn English and stuff. I give props to Zhang for learning the little English that she has. I mean, I hope it gets better, but I just don't think she's gonna be. I don't think she's gonna pull a Claudia Gadelha and be fluent within a year. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
It's a hard. It's not even the same alphabet. It's gonna be a hard. I mean, I think you know a little bit about that, Rain. That's not easy to pull off.
Yeah, it's not. There's a time where I was it was after the Tisha Torres fight. I think I like reposted one of her training videos or something,
Hmm.
and then next thing you know, her IG account was responding to me, and we were going back and forth, and yeah, I think it was one of her handlers or
Yeah, most likely.
moderators going back and forth with me, but yeah, this is something that they wanted. She's been training and training to get the shot, so
Yeah, I'm one of those that the skills should speak for themselves because Zhang is very skilled, but as we've seen with history, if you don't speak English, you really don't have much of a shot to be a star.
no.
Even if you speak English, okay, like Nunez, like I know there's other things at play there, but she speaks English pretty well. Yeah, she has an accent, but it seems like sometimes even an accent can hold you back.
Well, isn't that the same for Valentina too? I mean, like she's a pretty girl and she has all these talents, but just something.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Even though she speaks what, three, four fucking languages, like god damn man, give. Yeah, we've talked about this, and I know it really fucks with you too, Rain, with the whole language barrier shit. It's some bullshit, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we're bilingual folks, so
Yeah, English wasn't my first language.
nor was it mine, as you
Yeah.
can tell. As you can tell with my thick ass East LA accent, according to Just Bleed. I'm not from East LA. Anyway, another headline: Rafael dos Anjos is going to fight Leon Edwards in the main event of ESPN, the fourth ESPN event in San Antonio.
Oh.
Man, finally they got the fight, or finally.
Yeah, they got a main event because I think they were talking about maybe Valentina and Liz Carmouche headlining.
Yeah, which was weird because they would have fucked over Modafferi because that was
Yeah.
supposed to be a fight.
Yes.
And
So
then way too soon. I know Valentina didn't take any damage, but still, like it just again let it breathe.
yeah, so I'm Leon finally got a fight.
You think it'll work out for him?
Probably not. It's gonna be tough, man.
I,
RDA's been looking good.
it's literally what popped up in my head, and it's probably gonna sound bad. I'm not saying this because they're both black. I just have a feeling that it might look a lot like when RDA took out Neil Magny, because Magny and him do fight kind of similar. I know Leon's a little bit more powerful, but they're both like pretty good wrestlers with decent boxing. I think Dos Anjos is just so much stronger and meaner, though.
Yeah, he still has that gas tank and
Yeah, that's too.
yep, so
I don't think he's gonna be getting like out wrestled like Usman or Covington. I don't think he has to worry about it here. I mean, if he took out Kevin Lee, still that was the hard fight, but he still did it, so he still got
right.
something in there.
Right. Yep. It's gonna be a tough fight for him.
Yeah, and speaking of those fights, we got a few more matchups that have been announced, and the majority of these fights take place at 241, the event I just bought tickets for. So here's three of them. Sabina Mazo is gonna fight why can't I remember her name? I want to say it's Shayna Dobson. Poliana Botelho is gonna fight Marina Moros, and Derek Brunson is gonna fight Ian Heinisch. I'm looking forward to the Mazo fight above all because I love that girl. I like Botelho, but then I have doubts with her after the last fight. And then Brunson, I think he's in for a fucking rude awakening with Heinisch, man. What do you think about these fights, Reen?
Dude, this is crazy. That card is stacked, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving these women fights, but
Yeah.
such a shame he can't come, Reen. I know
I
life
know,
gets in the
man.
way, but I swear
Damn, dude.
I'll put in the effort for the Twitter page, Instagram, and all that shit for both of us. So
You gonna try to get a interview with Sabina?
I don't think I'm gonna have that much access to her, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
I can do an interview in Spanish, although she'd probably laugh at me because my Spanish is god awful.
Dude, those are some good matchups, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Um, the one that's sticking out to me is Brunson and Heinisch. I mean, I think Brunson's gonna get taken out. You thinking the same too?
Yeah, I'm like laughing. I'm like, woohoo, okay.
That dude's a monster, man. Everyone's sleeping on that guy. Me too. I was like, whatever. He's just a regular middleweight. He just keeps taking people out. He could be like another Hermanson,
I mean, do they want to cut him too eventually because of the performance he had with what's his face?
Theodoro.
Yeah.
That could be a thing too. I mean, I could see Brunson winning this. He still has that power. He's still crazy, but Heinisch really does look talented.
Yeah.
And one more fight too at UFC 242, the Abu Dhabi card. Curtis Blades taking on Shamil Abdurakhimov. Abdurakhimov, who just knocked out Tibura brutally a few months ago, and Curtis Blades, who just beat that Willis dude that nobody likes, Justin Willis.
Yeah, big titty.
Yeah. But I saw someone else calling him out recently. Like nobody likes that dude, man. It's weird.
Wait, he was called out?
Yeah, some like random heavyweight called him out. I forget who. There was some kind of call outs, or Willis called him out. I don't know. But
Wait, I thought he got cut from the UFC. Is he still with the UFC?
I don't know if he was calling out someone in the UFC, like kind of like he forgot the memo, or he was calling out someone from another organization. But
Oh.
yeah, it was some weird shit. But it's just weird how much people hate him. But you'd almost think he's Greg Hardy or some shit. But Blades and Abdurakhimov, I mean, Abdurakhimov is still a pretty legit wrestler, and obviously we see he has power. But Blades, and he still looks promising.
Yep. He destroyed Big Titty, so I keep calling him Big Titty.
I mean, like I just said, I think it's even rubbed off on us. It's just like, fuck that guy, even though we don't really have a reason to say. Well, I know he was kind of a dick to Mark Hunt. I think a lot of people don't like him for that, but then seems to be a personal thing with a lot of the fighters.
Yeah, he was an asshole to Curtis Blades, his dad or something.
Oh, that's right. That whole go home titties, right?
Yeah, that's where that came from.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Fucking up, man.
That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, should be pure violence there, or it could be boring because it's heavyweight. But that does it for the matchups. That does it for MMA. So we're gonna get into our news story of the week. And our news story of the week is, I shit you not, the headline is, police handing out blunt knives to domestic violence victims to reduce stabbings in the home. Just so you guys don't get your panties in a twist, this is in England. This is not in America, because, we like our violence here. But Rain, I'm just going to let you start here, because this is asinine.
I don't understand. Like, it's almost like they're promoting like domestic violence by doing this instead of, stopping it from happening. Like, why can't they help people instead of giving them another weapon of choice? I mean, yeah, you can't stab them, but you can cut somebody with it still, right?
I'm seeing the pictures here. There's nothing that looks to me like you can't slice somebody. And go for the jugular. That's kind of it, man. And then you know what? Even if they are dull, if they're like kind of butter knife-ish, a real determined individual can still fuck you up with this jagged, blunt tool, or they can just sharpen the shit out of it, and they could still probably stab you to death.
Right? Like you're still giving them a weapon. Are you fucking stupid? A pencil can be used as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
A book. Have you guys seen John Wick?
Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum. That's where I get it from.
Like, come on, man. Like, I don't. Jesus Christ. It's so stupid.
I don't get life, and if anybody from the UK is listening, I want to know this because I don't get your guys. Yes, guns are bad. I understand this. Yes, guns can kill people. Yes, I understand this. But you gotta understand. I don't understand where this thing comes from. That people are shitty and people do shitty things, and you put something in their hands that they can hurt somebody with, they're probably gonna do it. And
Right.
even with these blunt knives, they can still cause damage.
I mean, I understand that they're doing that because I guess the stabbing violence, the rate of of violence, yeah, it's pretty high. So they're trying to give out dull knives, but it still doesn't make sense to stop what the ratings to go up. Like I don't understand. I'm just shaking my head right now. It doesn't make sense to me.
And I don't want to be a victim of violence in anything. I don't want to get stabbed. I don't want to get shot. But if I had the choice, I'd rather get shot. At least it'll be quick and painless, most likely. Stabbing, that just seems fucked up, man. Just use some guns, people. That's what I'm saying. Take it from an American. Just shoot each other. No, don't. I'm totally kidding. Don't do that. But I'm just, come on, dude. Blunt knives.
I mean, what? I don't get it. Like, I don't. You can get slapped, right? You can get backhanded. You can get punched. Like, it's still violence. What? Doesn't matter what you have in your hands.
How much more degrading would it be to get like pimp slapped with a flat knife?
Right?
And you know what? Fuck it. It was, yes, the knife is probably the most obvious weapon. Everyone has a knife in their home somewhere somehow. Obviously, anybody can do this. But you know what else they probably have in their home? Fucking meat cleavers. You know,
Yeah. A hammer.
scissors, nails.
Seriously. Yep. Chemicals. Jesus, come on.
Yeah, they do acid attacks in England too. That's another thing. That's like pretty common, and that's like homemade acid, and yeah, it fucks people's faces up.
Oh
I've
god.
even seen videos of like criminals in England who will get a knife and dip it in acid and stab you. So yeah, you know what that's gonna look like. You can only imagine what that's gonna look like if you get stabbed with a knife full of acid.
Oh god. Yeah. See, we're
As again, just shoot me.
yeah. Seriously, I don't want to feel any pain.
Not
Well,
like that, man.
not like yeah. I'm serious. I was gonna say not like that, but I don't get it, man. I
The, the
thought we
reason
were bad.
the reason that this story caught my attention too is that this is kind of not a new thing. They're just kind of implementing it with domestic violence. But after the Manchester attacks happened, that terrorist attack like a year or two ago, the mayor of some city, I don't know if it was Manchester or London or some other city, they suggested dulling knives and yeah, basically taking the points off and dulling knives to combat this kind of violence. As you said, instead of addressing domestic violence and stuff, instead of addressing terrorism and radical religions and crazy you know Muslim leaders or whatever, whoever caused this thing, no, let's go after knives. Those are the problems.
That's so crazy, man. Here's the alternative. There you go. Let's stop the violence this way, huh? It's still there.
Uh, I'm just I can never be a Brit. I just know that seeing this just like I'm not. I don't think of myself as a violent person. I don't even. I'm not like some gun-toting American either, man. To be honest, I've never shot a gun in my life. It's not. It's not my bag. But I just don't see the big deal about them, and I find it so amusing how scared people get, especially foreigners, how scared they get of our guns. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make this all political, but there's definitely problems here, and there's definitely things that need to be resolved. But honestly, given how many guns we have as money, we have more guns than people in this country, And yes, a lot of people get killed in this country for sure, and we need to stop that. But for the amount of guns we have, it's like a ridiculously small percentage.
Yeah, not that bad, man. Don't be scared. Come visit.
And again, we'll give you a quick test. So if you're scared of dying, at least it'll be painless.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus,
You worry
man.
about getting stabbed and fucking shitting into a bag and all that shit. Fuck that.
Yep. You're more likely to get bad service than get stabbed.
Yep.
You might get told off, you might get cut off, because we don't,
Yeah, we're assholes.
we're assholes. Exactly. You don't get fucked up somehow. It's possible, but you're not
Yeah.
going to get shot or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bad stereotype, people. We don't all carry guns. We're not all Texans.
No, man. No, and we got strict laws in California.
Yeah, especially us. We're speaking as Californians. They got shit settled here, and for better or for worse, they keep shit locked down here.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, that does it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking by in this long ass episode. Had some technical difficulties, but if you made it this far, you're a true champion. We appreciate the hell out of you. Don't really have anything on the docket. I am planning something. I hope it comes to fruition. If it does, you guys are in for a good surprise. But as always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at juice_MMA. You can find the podcast at iFoxTheJuice on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow my blog, juicemma.com. Reen, what's up with you? Where can they find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Fox with you.
And yeah, that pretty much does it. As always, rate, like, subscribe, share, spread the word, write a review on iTunes and all that stuff. That really helps us. You can find us anywhere where, Spreaker, Spotify, the whole deal. Said it a million times. You guys know where we're at. But again, thank you for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.